I'm Madanna Divine, and this is Divine Timing. So we're going to be breaking down some of my most popular visuals on YouTube. The first video that we are going to talk about is Fair or Not Fair. Fair or Not Fair was a montage video of different places that I visited while I was abroad in China. I had a lot of fun on that trip, and it was awesome because I had my kids with me at the time, and with babies in tow, I decided to compile a whole bunch of travel footage and comprise the video. This is a very special video to me because it's something that me and my children worked on together. The whole premise, the idea of it was something that my kids inspired. Bath time is a very sacred thing in my house, okay? As it should be in every household. Now, this part of the visual is pulling inspiration from a few things, okay? Because mentally where my mind was at the time was something along the lines of Wizard of Oz meets Sound of Music, okay? And if you can recall the scene where Julie Andrews is on the hillside and she's singing The Sound of Music, she's weaving in and out of the branches or the bush, which is kind of where that premise came from in that visual. Shout out to Julie Andrews. I freaking love you. I freaking love you. Okay. The next video that we are going to talk about is EXO. Now, EXO is one of my more popular singles. It also did really well as far as visual is concerned. I literally turned my living room and my bedroom into a green screen adventure. I had this innate desire to try to elevate my visual to be completely outside the box. It also gives a very positive nod to Tesla. The pivotal goal within the next 40, 50 years is to make us a multi-planetary race. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to be on like a futuristic model of a Tesla vehicle that doubles as a hovercraft and I'm floating around the surface of Mars? That would be awesome. Okay, so the next visual I want to talk about is my music video for Candy Crush. Candy Crush. When I think of Candy Crush, I think of an addictive app on my phone that I can't stop playing. The premise behind Candy Crush is it's supposed to be a Valentine's Day song. That's number one. Number two, it's kind of showcasing or highlighting the shift in society that was happening at the time as well, as people were becoming riddled with cabin fever. The young lady that I actually had tapped on the shoulder to play the model in the video had caught COVID right before shoot. Because of the premise of the video, I really wasn't trying to play the character in the video, but then I thought of ways to kind of play it down to where I could play that role. And I immediately thought of Sade, Kiss of Life, and TLC, right? Crazy, sexy, cool. And that was my inspiration. So with all of this in mind, the concept of the video basically being, hey, girl meets guy. I really am feeling this guy, but because we're under quarantine, I can't physically hang out with you. I can't physically interact with you. We're going to have to interact through the internet. Okay, so it's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek play on like digital hookup culture. People around the time just thought, hey, if you were an influencer, you're really doing something else. And there was a lot of rumors going around at the time, and I thought, well, hey, if they're going to be spreading rumors, why don't we find a way to alchemize the rumor into something creative? And that brings us to Signal. So Signal was actually a series of dreams that I had. Very sci-fi-ish. At the time, I was watching a lot of like older sci-fi movies. What I wanted to do is figure out a way to facilitate this vision artistically. It started with art. I actually started with this dream by putting it on a canvas, and I kept having variations of this vision, this dream, over and over and over again, that I decided to use that art as kind of like a storyboard base for an actual visual, like an actual music video. Throughout the Signal music video, we are seeing different glimpses of occurrences that are happening through the portal. So we see a more ancient timeline or variation of the character being risen out the grave. And then we turn to another dynamic of it, where we are then taking all those different energies and seeing the divine, i.e. the creator, find congruent or connecting energies, that same signature of energy being signaled out into the void, okay, i.e. the universe, and seeing seeds of that same energy in planets, in melanic clouds. Also allowed me to kind of push the envelope a little bit as far as what people expect from me, right? Because it kind of does give like that 80s vibe a little bit. I kind of purposely did that because I wanted to kind of feel like gritty or nostalgic in a way, but also cool enough to where it would appeal to, you know, the newer generations. Like, okay, this is different. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Divine Timing. Keep an eye out for new episodes and also the release of my new album, Sixes. Until next time.